This is a presentation of RVT Entertainment.
This isn't about the dead, it's about the living. It's about my mother. It's about my sister. It's about my wife. It's about the 14 years it took me to go from undesirable to ungoddamn deniable.
You know, they say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Small Joe, and you can see that statement is not true.
Because I'm better than you, and you know it.
In the back, there are men and women, seasoned professionals, dues paid in full, gunning to be the best.
I'll always light the way, and all you have to do is let me in.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly. The cream of the crop. Nobody does it better.
Hey, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Wrestle-Cast, presented by RVT Entertainment on Podomac.com, Spotify, YouTube, and wherever else we find this fine audio recording, and live on RVT Entertainment's official Twitch.tv channel, where we talk about professional wrestling, both in the mainstream and the independent scene. My name's Matty. That is TWK.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am TWK Reviews here to entertain you for another fine edition of Pro Wrestling Talking.
And we will have that talking as soon as we get Shintigercurl back online. We were able to hear him earlier. We did the pre-show stuff as always, and for some reason something derped hard, so we are waiting for Shintigercurl to join us. Hopefully this is not an April Fool's gag, but we do have plenty of news. A new belt was debuted, or debuted, or premiered, or revealed. We'll discuss that and the fact that it looks like a tattoo-ish, I guess. And all that good stuff, as per usual. We have winners and losers. And for those wondering about a particular takeover, we're going to tell you what the card is, but we ain't fucking previewing it. You know, are you going to watch NXT TakeOver? No, I'm going to watch AEW, as per usual. You know, at least that's what I think. There we go, that's what I think. That's
all, folks.
Yeah. It's son of a gun. Oh, y'all thought I was going to say bitch, did you? Yeah, Reedy goes in there.
Got in the call.
He's not even online, dude. He's not even online. He's probably rebooting again.
Well then, why don't you get to our clip of the week?
May as well. We'll kill some time doing that. This week provided some good stuff. As far as clips. Lots of stuff happened, but I want to highlight something that needed to be highlighted, and it was a promo by one that was here from the very beginning and one that just got in here a couple of weeks ago, and all of a sudden, where is Ethan Page? Well, there he is. He's going to promo, and he's back in his old stuff. He's back in his old ways, I think, and all that good stuff. Take a listen.
AEW hasn't lived up to their end of the deal. I give them star power. I'm a world-class athlete, and yet here I am
being overlooked, handing opportunity after opportunity to any and everybody but me.
Forcing me to share the spotlight with, frankly, people who aren't even on my level.
I'm the face of the revolution. I grabbed the brass ring. And now,
we're not waiting.
We're not asking.
We'll take anything
and everything we want.
And it starts on Monday.
There it is. Pixies. Where's my mind? Fight Club reference. And JC, there's a lot of chatter about this promo. We'll begin with, let's see, where is that? Guts in the chat. This promo is good, but its implications are bad. Explain. JC, when did Scorpio Sky leave SCU anyway? I believe it's a mutual understanding that the SCU is Kaz. It's always going to be a trio, but the tag team of Kaz and CD, Chris Daniels, they're doing the thing, and Scorpio Sky is doing his own thing. I don't know if it was mutually brought up or not, but that's what the thing is, and it's obviously a tag match with Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky taking on a couple of dudes on AEW Dark Elevation, which will be called by Tony Schiavone and Paul White. So that's going to be a thing that's going to happen. I don't know. Guts says Scorpio Sky was doing well in singles run, but so putting him back in a tag team when he's still technically in SCU, and stuff is weird. I guess the best way to put it. I don't know. What do you think, T-Dub?
I think this is less of a tag team and more of an alliance.
Yeah.
I still think that they're still going to give him a singles push, but sort of as they're not. I don't see them as going for tag titles or anything like that, really, at this point.
Yeah, this is more of an alliance, and obviously they want to do something with Ethan Page because they wouldn't have done something like that on this, and this promo would not have aired on AEW Dynamite in the first place. So that kind of makes sense in that sense of the word. But again, that's just me. We're still waiting for. I believe Shin might be out, but we will double and triple check. T-Dub, there's a list of news we got to talk about, so let's do it.
All right, first off, Cage versus Kaz was quite the rad match, and it proves that Christian Cage can still work with the best of them.
This is his first match in 7 years, at least in a public forum and outside of the Royal Rumble. Huge. The fact that he had that smooth looking of a match. I mean, obviously it was rough in spots, but I believe that was intentional, especially some of the ragdolling. Good call. A bit of the cringe. Bring people in. That makes sense.
I still can't believe just how goddamn good he is at his age, with how long he's been out of the ring, and yet he's still in there having that quality of a match. Like, holy hell.
He's underrated. Still to this day, under-freaking rated.
Yeah, because everyone just always looked at him as, oh, he's all right, I guess, but people are forgetting just how damn good he was in TNA, and now they're going to remember how good he is now in AEW. Because he's more than just...
This was a near time limit draw. They almost went 20 minutes.
Yeah. And one thing I love, once again, about AEW, their first match of every show, commercial free, every time.
And it makes sense. And this was a smart move by AEW to put that up front and say, hey, we got Christian Cage's first match and singles match in 7 years, and it's against Frankie Kazarian.
Yep, these two have quite a lot of history with each other, as brought by the commentary team. Going back to TNA, going back to even before that, back when they were both on the indie scene back in the 90s.
So this is long time ago. JC, I've noticed AEW has had issues booking its black male wrestlers. I don't think it's any of them that they're faces, and most of them are hardly getting any airtime on Dynamite.
Well, we did have Private Party's faces beforehand, but it's kind of when it comes to that, I can definitely see how, at least in the singles division, that is. But when it comes to the tag division, they got that covered. But I think they could definitely improve with that when it comes to their singles division. Yeah,
I think that fact is more coincidence than anything else. I think at that point, they just need to build those faces up, really, at that point. And Scorpio, I mean, to me, it sounds like he wants to do more heel stuff anyway. So maybe that's the way to build him up.
Because the guy was a great heel on the independent circuit.
There you go.
And my next point actually was Ego and Sky not being a team, but we've covered that to death already.
Yeah, and they're just teaming up, and then they're not officially a team. It's just the I guess the modus operandi is the same as far as how the thought process is going.
While we also have a lot of teams in AEW, we are also getting a lot of factions and a lot of betrayals because Cody versus QT ended in one massive one.
Sure, y'all thought this was unofficial. Yeah, it's unsanctioned. Anything ain't gonna count, but it don't matter. QT said, "Hey, Yarn, what the 5 fingers say to the face? Slap." That wasn't an accident. That was a cheap fucking shot. And QT is heel. And, hey, you can't fire me. I'll quit. Fuck y'all.
And I had a feeling that Nick Camarado was going to join him, but I was not expecting Aaron Solo and Anthony Ogogo to join them as well.
New faction?
Seems like it.
Yeah.
And Anthony Ogogo is relatively charismatic, so I think that eventually this will be a nice platform for him to eventually rise from.
This one's going to be a long-term project, especially with all these newbies, but I will say this is not a bad idea. By the way, heel book. I think the same day of Dynamite this week, they had a meme saying, it was literally Bully Ray going, AEW, get the tables, and he said, "Oh," and of course the caption on the picture was, "Oh fuck." I'm pretty sure heel book at the end of the day was going, "I was fucking kidding." Now don't get me wrong, factions are good. We need more. That's all I'm saying.
I think we have a relatively decent balance between babyface and heel factions
Yeah.
in AEW, because on the face side we have the Inner Circle, who we'll be getting to. We also have the Nightmare Family on the babyface side, and of course on the heel side we have the Pinnacle and whatever this new group is. So it's a nice little balance there.
That's a good balance. It's a very good balance. Shintigercurl just jumped in back online, so we'll be getting him on the call in a few seconds, of course. I think, no, this is a good balance. And again, long-term booking. There was a thing that was brought up. Let me.
Last year by Jake Roberts.
Jake Roberts says, "Oh, hail Caesar, hail Caesar." Hey, Shin, can you hear us?
Now I can.
Hey, there you go.
Yes, indeed. It's dim sum time.
There you go. Technical difficulties. That's what it was. Anyway, we were talking about Jake Roberts' Hail Caesar. And a few years, and literally a year later, stab in the back, QT. Long-term booking. Gotta love it.
At 2 QT.
Beware the Ides of March!
Okay, if Cody is Caesar and QT is Brutus, then who the hell is Augustus supposed to be?
I suppose only time will tell.
Yes.
And as I was alluding to earlier, the Inner Circle returned to, and I'm going to read my notes verbatim here, to murder the fuck out of the Pinnacle.
And give MJF a fucking swirly in the process. Holy crap. All right, so this will spoil the stinger, but who cares? This whole thing is literally the MJF's gift to the Pinnacle after they've taken over the Inner Circle's locker room. He says, "Hey, brand new custom-made suits. I got an interior decorator. We're going to get rid of this bathroom." He opens the door. Gong! Closes. We may be trapped.
I'm glad I wasn't the only one who thought of that.
You scored first, but a lot of people were thinking that. I'm like on the internet. I'm like, I'm glad we were not alone in this. Oh my god! I'm on the floor laughing, and then murder, sweet, glorious, revengeful murder.
And the pair-ups were exactly what I said they were.
Well, yeah, they made sense.
Yeah. By the way, I'm shocked that AEW didn't get yanked right off the air. Shin, you know exactly why.
Oh.
Hager and Wardlow hate fucking. Come on, the breakup sex. Right on national television.
So you came back to fuck me just like you always did, Hager. No, I'm not here to fuck you. You're the one trying to fuck me. I can't believe nobody made the joke yet.
Oh?
The joke. I mean, come on. It was right there. Chris gave MJF the swirly of Jericho.
Oh.
He flushed down, man.
Oh, God.
You should. That's why you make the almost big bucks.
Yeah. This is why we're still in amateur hour and people up there are in the big bucks. Jesus.
Indeed.
The swirly of I should have seen it coming. Then again, none of us saw that announcement by WWE Network. You know, we didn't see that shit coming. We'll get to that eventually, of course.
We have another great match. Omega and the Good Brothers defeating the Lucha Bros and Laredo Kid. We'll have a match including one of the best top rope runs by Phoenix I've ever seen in my life.
Now imagine that if that was on a cage or in a cage. Good Lord, that you would get flashbacks to fuck.
Triple X versus AMW.
Yeah. I keep forgetting the name, but yeah.
Prime time Elix Skipper.
Thank you.
Thatcher played that match on TV, I believe, either last week or the week before.
I honestly believe that Ray Phoenix is a cheat code. No,
The way he's able to have speed and balance is
He's
unreal.
playing God mode is what he's doing.
No. You misunderstand me. Ray Phoenix isn't using cheat codes. He is the cheat code.
Okay, how do you explain that, though?
Anytime you do a cheat code in the game, Ray Phoenix pops up on the screen.
Okay.
Code in Contra. Code in Contra, it's Ray Phoenix doing the shooting. Cheat code in Mario, Mario turns into Ray Phoenix. Barbie's Dreamland, Barbie turns into Ray Phoenix in a dress.
One of the things I liked about this match as well is when Kenny entered, you notice he wasn't wearing his World Title belt. I was like, where is it? What's going on? And then out came Don Callis with the AEW belt in one hand and the AAA Mega Campeonato in the other.
So, long story short, the collection has begun.
Yeah, and you can tell by the way he was holding those belts that he had those belts professionally clean at least 30 miles away from North Carolina.
There it is. Why not?
After the match, Moxley appeared and he was joined by the Young Bucks to chase down the heels. So it was made, and for next week, we're finally going to see it. Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers versus Moxley and the Young Bucks.
This is going to be a little bit of history right there. Go ahead, Shin.
And Eddie Kingston will be coming out in a wheelchair.
Cutting promos because he has to cut a promo in a wheelchair. Cutting a promo on the wheelchair because that's what he does.
You know something, wheelchair? Me and you, we go way back. We're like this. So we're going to have each other's back out there. Unlike anybody else, everybody knows that Wheelchair and Eddie Kingston always on the streets.
You know what we need to see? We need to see Eddie Kingston cut a promo on Mustache.
Ooh.
The only way that will work is if he somehow figured out a time machine, traveled back to the second season of NXT, and cut a true mustache promo on Eli Cottonwood.
There it is. Renico, now will the Bucks betray Mox? That's the $1 million question. Where did they want to go with this storyline? Obviously, we shrug at that one. We don't know.
It's gonna feel tense every time the Young Bucks are in a match against Kenny Omega. It always feels tense. And it's always one of the greatest matches of all time. Whether it's the Young Bucks versus the Golden Lovers, the Young Bucks versus Omega and Page, it's going to be amazing, and it's going to rip your heart out.
And it's probably the best shot of saying, "Hey, take over, eat me."
Basically, you got two of the best tag teams in the world teaming with two of the best singles wrestlers in the world.
It's this is gonna be a good time because it's gonna be a 6-person tag, so even more drama added in there because of Moxley and the Good Brothers.
And Shooter comes in for the save.
I would
pretty
not
sure
be
the
surprised
shooter-
if that were to happen. I'd mark
I'm pretty
out,
sure that-
but I wouldn't be surprised. Go ahead,
I'm
Tito.
pretty sure. I am pretty sure Shooter is either in Mexico or Japan at this point.
He got called in because Renee called him in. Shooter, I want you to be a dear and go to Daly's place. Make sure John doesn't get any more hardcore matches. And Shooter just nods.
Over the phone?
Yes.
It's a very loud nod. It's a very loud nod.
Okay.
And as soon as he shows up, Mox just says, "Renee sent you, didn't she?" And he just nods.
All right, so following the tag team match this week between Ty Conti and Hikaru Shida against Bunny and who did Bunny tag with? I believe it was Nyla Rose, right?
Yep.
So following that, next week we should get what should be one hell of a match between Bunny and Ty Conti because Bunny's always been great. Ty Conti's getting better. Now we're going to see them with the cuffs off. They're not going to be held back in a tag team match. This should be great.
Yes, Ty Conti, who I've officially dubbed my 14th future ex-wife.
It never ends. It never ends, ladies and gentlemen.
Never ends.
Don't count down
Shintigercurl's
today.
going for the Ric Flair record.
Still waiting for the day. Still waiting for the day. It's murdered by Jonathan Gresham. I'm waiting for it.
You know what? We're gonna put that shit on Twitch, and every time there's a bit like a bid donation, it's gonna be another stretch.
Sounds good to me.
Donate that shit to charity.
Yes, yes.
Charity, see Shintigercurl get murdered by the octopus, Jonathan Gresham.
All I need is some lime juice and some little bit of salt. I'll be fine.
All right, for those wondering what the heck is that coming from? Well, Shin wants to marry Jordan Grace. And Jordan Grace is married to Jonathan Gresham from Ring of Honor and Jonathan Gresham is nicknamed the Octopus due to math.
He is not nicknamed the octopus. He is an octopus.
That's what they call him because of how many submissions he can stretch people in. He's like an octopus.
No, they call him that because he is a walking, talking cephalopoid.
You say cephaloboy?
Cephalopoid.
Oh, I thought you said cephaloboy. I thought you were calling him a boy.
He's that too. He's a cephaloboy.
Easy there, Kratos.
Boy.
Look,
do not be afraid of octopus.
By the way, for those wondering, this show is better than a segment with Logan Paul in it. Yay!
That's not a really high bar to leap over.
It's still a bar that we've leaped above, and I am okay with that.
And one thing I'm also very okay with is Arcade Anarchy.
Yes.
I would just say this about this match. It is less violent than a standard arcade match, which should be.
Really?
I've seen some fights that break out at arcades.
Fair enough, but
get
those fights are, yeah.
All right, so first off, Miro murdered everyone at the beginning until OC and Chuck Taylor had to use every ounce of their energy just to temporarily take him out. And then right as it seemed like they're finally going to win the match, who interferes but Penelope Ford, only for her to get attacked and taken out by returning Chris fucking Statlander via a UFO catcher.
UFO catcher, she comes out, beats Penelope up. Roof, if there were one in Daly's place, would fly off.
Yep.
And JC has a very relevant question. Did any of those real fights, Shin, involve Legos? See, the answer is no, because Legos are like thumbtacks, even worse.
Yeah, shades of Stinky the homeless guy in this match.
Stinky the homeless guy, Addy Star. Just to name a few.
Indeed, indeed.
Legos on national television. Hey, interspecies wrestling. It made it.
Shout out to ISW and the Canadian independent wrestling scene for popularizing Legos in wrestling matches.
Yep.
Yeah, and you just reminds me of the time that that Alex Jabali got put through some Legos by Michael Nakazawa.
That was a good time.
I don't care if anybody doesn't hate that match. Anybody in the FGC who knows Alex Jabali relish that spot.
Long was in the crowd for that.
Who was in the crowd for that? A lot of people were, I know, but
I know there are a few FGC people in there.
Yeah.
Wong, Smug was there. I think Ultra David was there. I know for a fact that IFC Yipes was there front and center.
That was a good thing. It's a shame that he wasn't on commentary, but Golden Boy did a good job. Wish they bring him back.
Golden Boy Neil was good, but if they brought Yipes for commentary, they would hire him on the AEW would have hired him on the spot.
Yeah, the booth would be Shivani, Excalibur, and IFC Yipes.
He is so good at commentary, I can't even do an appropriate impression of him.
Moving on here in the match, Miro returned and he started murdering everyone until everyone's favorite return happened. That's right. It's Sue. Sue is
came
back
with the minivan. Yeah.
Oh,
and of course, right behind him was Trent.
Yeah, I guess Trent. He's back. I guess whatever.
Sue.
Sue. Oh, well, all right. Let's put over Trent for a little bit because that was a nice surprise.
Have fun at your little game fight, Trenty. Yes, Mom. Just remember to turn in your tokens for your guitar, Trenty. Yes, Mom.
You've been looking at that guitar for 2 years, Trenty. Get it?
So even when Trent returned,
why not? Come on.
So even when Trent returned, it was still a bit of an uphill battle to take out Miro before they took out Kip. So this match did a fantastic job of showcasing how much of a murderous killer Miro is.
At this point, now it's just a case of Miro lost, so Kip gonna pay.
And can I just say,
you're gonna pay.
Can I just say, was I the only one who was absolutely terrified when Miro smiled and waved at Sue?
Just a little bit. That was a little creepy.
Wait. A heel doing a heel thing? Shock, gasp.
It was a little creepy when the way Miro was waving and smiling. It was a little like, Miro, you stay away from Sue, you little bastard. You stay the fuck away.
Yeah, beating on Orange Cassidy is one thing, but you stay the fuck away from Sue.
So yeah, that was the highlights from Dynamite this weekend.
Pixies,
overall, very
by the
fun
way,
show.
Pixies, awesome. We played that earlier.
I love Pixies. Where's My Mind?
Yep.
Is now the theme song for Orange Cassidy. Gotta say, TK seems to be going on a minor binge when it comes to getting music for wrestlers. So it'd be very nice to have just a tiny bit more of that. Don't go overboard. Have just a tiny bit more of that.
You know, it's appropriate to the characters played. I mean, Jungle Boy with the Tarzan Boy, that makes absolute sense. That was its indie theme, so it makes sense. Orange Cassidy with Pixies, again, more sense being played here. You know,
someone needs to come out to Roundabout.
Not it.
It'd be very interesting to see who that would fit.
It would just be someone's getting beat down, and all of a sudden you hear the intro.
All right, so time talking about the elephant in the room. That is the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship.
All right, folks, brace yourselves. For those watching on the VOD and the Twitch feed, here is the thing, courtesy of New Japan Pro Wrestling. This one's a little wide, but I do have a better picture to show. So this was what was shown on New Japan at Kirken Hall, and there were some gasps and all that stuff, and then the internet decided to laugh at it. And to be fair, this is obviously a nod to the narrower, shorter belts that New Japan has had in the past. So it kind of makes sense in that way. But I don't know. I mean, the memes, they happened. Here's a clearer picture for you folks at home. And again, we apologize. I had to Google some of these things, but a lot of dual plated stuff. The side plates look nice. This was made by Belts by Belt Fan Dan or Belts by Dan, and this was a 100% New Japan's design and all that stuff. And it's been about a what? This was revealed on Monday, Tuesday, so we had about a week to think about it.
Overall, I don't mind the design, really.
I need to see it actually around somebody's waist or somebody holding it, because
with Kota Ibushi, he held it, but he was in a suit, so it's probably going to be at Sakura Genesis where we get our a good sense of the belt in action, so to speak. Guts Masters, it looks like Cody's neck tattoo, and someone actually did the Photoshop, and yeah, we saw it too. You know what? The memes could be what it is. There's always going to be people who hate it, and T-Dub and I, we were talking about it on Tuesday, actually, how difficult it is to top the belt that preceded this championship, the two belts that preceded this championship. It's going to be hard to top that belt, or those two belts, in fairness.
It's like trying to follow up the big gold belt.
Good luck.
By the way, I'm actually surprised that WCW, outside of when they were kind of forced to, they never tried to outdo the big gold belt. Surprisingly enough.
Yeah, they won. Yeah, for the time that T-Dub is referencing, it was when the big gold belt went with Ric Flair back in the early '90s, because Jim Herd is a fucking idiot.
I've always loved the big gold belt.
Big gold belt's always been nice. Yeah, so I'm looking at this, and I'm like, it's gonna take a while. But then again, this was the same thing for, I mean, the name of belt. You know, when we had when it went to the Intercontinental Championship recently, the WWE version, it took a while to get used to it. Then again, that belt was following an iconic design. The U.S. title, I think the current one looks a lot better than the one that WWE used before it. So this, you don't know. I don't know. I do not know. Taking the context away from what this represents, it's not the worst looking belt. I mean, people are comparing that to the Divas belt. No, the Divas belt was fucking tacky. This, fine. This is the best way to put it.
It's going to take some getting used to. It's not terrible. I do like the design. I just need to see it. It'll make more sense to me once I see it around Ibushi's waist or him carrying it.
And again, the picture doesn't do justice. But when you see Kota holding it, you see the belt. The height is a lot shorter than most belts. New Japan always had, they had the circle belt, which represented the first International Wrestling Grand Prix, and then they just went with the short stuff. It's always been a short belt. At least the main plate was always short. Just the V4, as it's called, the one we remember it. That one's just a tall bitch because, well, they just wanted to go tall at the time.
But I will go with Reniko's line of thinking. Now that I look at it more and more, it makes sense with her line of thinking. It does feel like a belt you see on G Gundam.
Oh my god, I could almost see it.
Yeah.
I can see this around the Burning Gundam or Rose Gundam or Max Gundam, or hell, the greatest Gundam of all time, Tequila Gundam.
Oh, G Gundam, you're so racist.
Sorry, Renico. I mean his. But yeah, it has to go around the waist of Tequila Gundam. That is the only Gundam I will accept.
Mike Shaw in the chat. Hi guys, the butterfly butt looks big, green gold. Stop it. No. I don't see no god. I could see like the sides as wings and everything else. That the phoenix rising. I don't know what that means from the design wise. It's it's going to take a while, but we've all seen worse, and people are making the comparisons to the Divas belt, the Jeff Hardy Immortal belts. Look.
Oh no, not that piece of crap.
No, this is not tacky. It's dual plated. It doesn't look like it, but the wings part on the side they're nickel / silver, and everything else is in gold. It's not the worst belt we remember seeing. Adam Blampier would say there have been worse designs. This is fine.
Probably one of my least favorite belts is the WCW Hardcore title. This is not it.
No, people shit on it because it's like the universal belt that SummerSlam. People are gonna shit on it, but but we're getting used to that fucker now, and it's not in blue, so. You know what? It's going to take a while, but at this point, you're following up something that's iconic. It's kind of tough to top, so to speak.
Yep. Don't hate it. Just got to give it some time.
Yeah. Pretty much what it is there. Hey, they could have done a whole lot worse. Let's be fair here.
But then again, New Japan. I haven't seen a bad belt from New Japan.
I'd say the original Intercontinental title was a little lackluster in comparison.
That was the original IC, not the one not the white strap one, but the pennies, as Shinsuke Nakamura once called them. Yeah, they could. Yeah, they did. That was bad. That was bad.
Kind of lackluster.
Lackluster, but it wasn't terrible. Like it didn't make you want to rip your eyes out and stuff them up your ass. No.
All right, what's next on the docket?
Next, we have RVD going into the WWE HOF.
Richly deserved, no complaints. This is coming from the quote-unquote spoilers from the pre-taping of the Hall of Fame, both of the Hall of Fame. They're inducting a whole ton of people, and of course they did it at the Thunderdome as per usual. And Rob Van Dam was revealed as one of them. He was there in a tux. So, but again, richly deserved. I don't hear anyone complaining on that one.
Was his wife and girlfriend there?
Sorry, go ahead, Shin.
His wife and girlfriend there.
I think just his wife.
So no twerking? No twerking? No twerking at the Hall of Fame?
I mean, have you seen the picture of RVD's wife? I mean, they had a picture of him at the Hall of Fame, in front of a Hall of Fame sign or a Hall of Fame thing. And that wife is about, 60% butt, I think, now? It was sticking out, is what I'm trying to say.
Did they have twerking? Did they twerk on the Hall of Fame stage?
Look, I don't know what the fuck happened. They just said he showed up. There was a picture.
Well, now we know what RVD uses his fourth finishing move on these days. You've seen the Van Daminator. You've seen the 5-star Frog Splash. You've seen the Van Terminator. Now he uses for his wife the Van Fuckinator.
You know, I'm gonna quote Rick Moranis. She must give great helmet.
Also, do you guys know the circumstances of how Kane found out he was going to the Hall of Fame?
I believe like many people, it was during an interview on one of their shows, and Undertaker showed
Yeah, it
up.
was the bump. Kane was doing a thing. Undertaker popped up. Boom.
You're going into the Hall of Fame.
Actually, it was a lot more sweeter than that because Taker was in the interview with him. They were talking about their influence on their career, and Kane was just talking about how he wouldn't be anything without the Undertaker, and Undertaker was like, that's nice, but there's something I've been wanting to say to you for a long time, brother. It's my privilege to say that you're going in the Hall of Fame. And Kane did not speak for like 1 or 2 minutes. He was
speechless, absolutely speechless.
Like, and he said, "Mark, are you serious?" And he's like, "I'm very serious. Congratulations." And he looked like he was welling up with tears, like he did not expect that.
And JC's was asking, I forget, is Taker in the Hall of Fame? No, he is not.
It's kind of odd. You think that Taker would go in before Kane?
I think they want to save Taker for a crowd.
Yeah, get safe for when you got a sold out crowd and it's safe to do it. That's the only way to do it, I think, at that point.
When
he does his Hall of Fame speech, will he enter to his Dead Man theme or to Rollin'?
Yes.
What about You Gonna Pay?
Yes.
Yes. You're gonna rollin', you're gonna rollin'.
Good luck with that mashup, fuckers.
You gotta throw in Kid Rock in there.
Oh God!
Hey, American, you're gonna rollin'.
Good luck with that. Good luck with that mashup, fuckers. Oh God!
Moving on, something that made everyone happy because it's a sign of the wrestling universe actually coming together in a very rare instance, but makes me happy that it's happening. And that's the fact that the next guest on Stone Cold's podcast for the WWE Network is none other than Chris Jericho.
For those wondering, is Stone Cold a WWE contracted person for the podcast stuff on the network? Yes. Is the Broken Skull session on WWE Network? Yes. Is Chris Jericho signed to AEW exclusively? Yes. Here's the thing, though. Austin confirmed it. He went twice to Vince to say, hey, is it cool if I have Chris Jericho? Both times, thumbs up. Jericho went to Tony Khan. He said, hey, can I do this interview with Stone Cold? It'll be on the network. And he said, yes.
Tony was going to say yes.
All parties say yup.
So, my first question, Chris Jericho. Where was your wife on January the 6th of 2021?
I can't even think of nothing to say to that.
No, you know what this is? I got Stone Cold Steve Austin's asked some question, and of course Chris Jericho cuts in. Well, I would love to have some Omaha steaks.
Well, where'd you get that? Where'd you get that information, Steve? That sounds like a bad angle from shitty creative.
Yeah, it should be an interesting podcast because you got someone who works for Vince McMahon and someone who works for TK, and wondering what kind of what will be on limits and what will be off limits as far as our conversation goes.
From what Austin said, no topic was off limits. From what I've read, from what Austin said, nothing off limits.
Part of me wants to think that Jericho is under orders from TK to try to lure Stone Cold to go into AEW.
So, Steve, I heard that you like yourself some beer. Well, if you come over to AEW, you have plenty of that with Hangman over here.
No, God.
No. You got to think three-dimensionally, T-Dub. He does it like a la Tim Meadows in Dewey Cox Walk Hard.
Jesus.
Oh. He walks into Jericho with the inner circle, a bunch of AEW wrestlers. He's like, Steve, get out of here. You don't want none of this shit. What y'all doing in here? We're in AEW now, Steve. Well, get out of here, Steve. You don't want none of this shit. Well, is the food good? The food is excellent. Well, I got a bad neck, and I'm not sure if I ain't got no insurance. Tony Khan pays for insurance. Well,
if you want me to stop a mud hole on MJF, give me a hell yeah.
Well, will I be able to curse? Everybody curses here, Steve. Well, I don't want to work with no strangers. Everybody here knows you, and you know them. Get out of here, Steve. You don't want none of this shit. No, Tris, I think I want some of this shit. Well, come on and close the door.
You can imagine MJF just running his mouth, an alternative version of glass breaking hits, and Austin just gives him the stunner.
Well, we did have
Can you
one
imagine
conversation.
the internet blowing the fuck up if that ever happens?
Well, pre-AEW, we did have one confrontation between MJF and Steve Austin on the audio Steve Austin podcast.
Yep.
I remember that.
Well, good old MJF. By the way, he did a really good interview with Fightful last week where he stayed completely in character and he made every question make sense within kayfabe. Very hard to do, but he made it happen.
Absolute pro.
Also, while we're on the topic, you guys probably already brought this up when I was out. But what is up with Caesar Bononi?
We have not brought that up yet, actually.
Yeah, we haven't. What do you mean what's up with him? He seemed fine in his match with Mox.
Yeah.
I heard JD mention something about how Tony Khan did something for him for his wife.
Oh, yeah. Here's the story. So his wife has leukemia, and she needed a donor, and the person who was a match was her sister, who's back in Brazil. So Tony Khan pulled some strings, I guess, and was able to get her to fly over to America, but she can't yet because her sister has COVID, so they're going to have to wait a bit before she can fly in.
But it's a case of they're going to do the due diligence, make sure everything's cool, and bada bing, bada boom, donor.
That is nice.
That is very nice, yeah.
I knew there was something going on with him and his wife, and I know Tony Khan had something to do with it, but yeah, that's really nice of you, TK.
The fact that Tony Khan did this for somebody who's basically a jobber in his company, that's amazing.
Hey, this guy's got he's got fuck around money. If someone needs, $10,000 to make sure that the wife lives for another 50 years, he'll blow that 10 grand. He'll do it.
Tony Khan is the kind of rich guy I want to be when I get rich. Just do nice things for nice people with my money, and just leave me the fuck alone and let me play with my wrestling.
Indeed. And speaking of just leaving good things alone, Vince couldn't do that because he was the only one who thought this was a good idea. Everyone else was like, no.
Everyone else, keep the Hurt Business until at least after Mania. Vince, let's break him up 2 weeks before Mania, damn it. And no one could get him off the hill.
Apparently, according to Fightful, Vince just dug his heels in further whenever he was questioned on the subject.
The best thing in your company next to the merchandise, and you destroy it.
And then you wonder why we're not that excited about Wrestle-Fucking-Mania this year.
This is the one thing giving Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander direction after years of nothing. This gave them direction on your roster.
JC, it's actually broken up. It's literally MVP managing Bobby Lashley. The other two, fuck off. So it's basically the faction's done.
He's trying to save it on Twitter. He's doing his.
If this is a copyright thing, you could have changed the fucking name. Go ahead, Tito.
As far as I can tell, this is just Vince making one of his wild harebrained decisions again.
Oh my God. Get him out of here! Why is this old senile fuck still running a major multi-billion-dollar goddamn wrestling company?
Because
half the goddamn people in that could book better than his old ass. And don't give me that, every once in a while he gets it. No, he doesn't fucking get it anymore. I'm willing to bet putting the belt on Bobby Lashley was another harebrained trigger thing.
Or maybe he just doesn't like seeing a successful all-black group.
I wouldn't be surprised by that, honestly.
At this point, I'm tempted to start a GoFundMe so I can pay Katsuyori Shibata to just go to Titan Towers one day and just PK the shit out of Vince McMahon.
You'd need a lot of money.
People wonder why I'm burnt out on WWE, why I'm burnt out on pro wrestling. I went on a 6-month off thing, and I was strongly considering taking the entire goddamn year because of this shit.
My boy Diggles asked me when are we going to be doing WrestleMania this year. I'm like, we're not doing WrestleMania this year. And he's like, why? Because it sucks.
And fucking COVID.
Well, everyone is almost pretty much immunized at this point, so we could do it if we wore a mask and all, we could do it, but I just don't want to.
Yeah. It just really sad state of affairs. Also, there's going to be a WrestleMania edition of SmackDown next week featuring the Ultimate Memorial Battle Royal and the SmackDown Tag Team titles.
So basically, the pre-show is on SmackDown on Fox, which, hey, it's going to get better ratings than they would have done on the network, but, you know. Guts is asking, by the way, did you hear about WWE's latest BS in regards to WrestleMania and COVID? I haven't. I don't know if you did, T-Dub.
I have not. I would like to hear about this. This has not been on my radar. I've checked the news sites. I haven't heard about this.
All right, good. Guts, go right ahead. Meanwhile, while he types that up, we're literally, like, next week will be the go-home show for WrestleMania, and I'm like, oh, great. Literally, when we had, Toker was on a hiatus, we explained that it was partially because of Shades' burnout on Toku, and of course Saber was not exactly helping things. But, you know, I figured, hey, last week before we go back live, WrestleMania's on. It'll be nice. I am regretting that decision now. I am strongly considering, hey, you want to come back like 1 week early and just fuck over WrestleMania night 2? Because we'd be a better fucking show.
Possibly. One thing I always know about the WrestleMania SmackDown gimmick is the fact that those guys probably aren't going to get a WrestleMania payday.
Fuck.
And that's what makes me
you, Junior.
Also, a little thing is that Matt Cardona is also not happy about this decision.
Can you blame him? He'd probably be on the Battle Royal on SmackDown.
And the Battle Royal featuring such people as the former Hurt Business members, Mustafa Ali, and Tucker, among others.
Get him out of there. I don't care what you have to do. Get him out of there.
Why he's still in there? Because he surrounded himself with yes men who just are there just to agree with him. That's it. That's why he still has a job, because he surrounds himself with people who will just be there to agree with him and massage his ego.
Oh, fuck that noise.
Get him the fuck out of that booking chair.
Guts, I actually did hear about Guts, I did hear about that.
All right, so I hear from a clip from a podcast that WrestleMania had some clause in contracts that say if people get COVID at the event, it isn't on WWE's fault. This was for the fans at the performers. I don't know. I think it was Deadlock Podcast. Yeah, I've heard about that actually.
Not surprised by that, because companies like to do anything and everything in their power to cover their asses.
That only makes sense.
So hopefully everyone attending WrestleMania weekend will stay safe.
We won't, so we'll definitely be safe.
Yeah, I am so glad the borders are closed, because at this point I would be like, oh yeah, nope. I'll go to AEW. At least they test our shit.
So NXT this week apparently started debuting a video for the upcoming Frankie Monet.
So Taya Valkyrie's new name?
I guess, and if that's her name, I hate it. Please don't let that be her name. Do not let that be her name. Taya Valkyrie is a perfect name for her. Stop changing everyone's names, goddammit. This isn't the early 2010s anymore.
The Monet part, I can kind of see working for her. Like, I'm a Monet, I'm a work of art, but Frankie, no. Taya Monet, go with that.
Taya Monet. Francesca, if you want to really stick in with the Frankie. Francesca.
Yeah,
maybe
Francesca.
Fuck this fucking company sometimes, Jesus. I am so glad I'm not watching that shit anymore, by the way. I'm so fucking glad.
Speaking of NXT, my found bit news is that their move to Tuesdays is 100% official.
As announced, they took their sweet time doing it, but I guess it was a case of finalizing things with NBC and all that stuff. But yeah, starting April 8th, NXT moves, and so does Impact, and Impact will the Rift Zone will be on Thursdays on T-Dub's old YouTube channel. We will provide the links, of course. And once the recap is done and dusted, I mean they're gonna go for the summer break. I'll be over with you, Chucklefucks, to watch some Impact and do some riffing.
Yeah, watch some good professional wrestling.
Yeah.
With some flippy doos and some demons also sometimes. Because they have some demons, literally demons, like James Mitchell
and
Johnny
Rosemary.
Swinger.
Go ahead, Dad. And Johnny Swinger. No, Johnny Swinger is not a demon, but his STDs are.
Of course they are. He got them from a demon.
For those wondering, we are kidding. It's all jokes. We know Johnny Swinger's just a gimmick, but still.
He got it from
Dormammu. Love our
Dormammu.
running gags.
He got that from Dormammu.
Dormammu, baby, I came to bargain.
Get out!
Come on, don't be such a Mizark. Let's have a deal.
Yeah, and Infinity War would have played out a whole lot differently if he teleported to Titan and found Johnny Swinger waiting for him.
No fuck.
Hey, Thanos, what's going on? Give me some skin, brother.
No pants. No fucking pants.
Thanos just looks at him like, balance is not worth this. Stone, I'm fucking off. Leave me. Can't kill my dog. Shit.
I see somebody's going to the business for themselves. That's not how the business works, Daddy.
I told you there was only one way to beat Thanos, and that was it. Hey, thanks for the help, Doc. Don't touch me.
Oh, I can imagine in Endgame. I am inevitable. Swinger. Yeah, and I am horny.
Yes, Stark. I am burning with pee. Yeah, don't worry about that, bud. That'll clear up in about 3 months. Here, hit it with pineapple cream. That usually just clears it right up.
Anyways, that is all the news I have for this week, unless Shin or Matty, you have something you'd like to contribute.
One more in-game Johnny Swinger joke.
Yeah, let's.
Johnny gets the Infinity Gauntlet. Captain Marvel appears before him like, "Hey, babe, I'm Johnny Swinger." "Hi, Johnny Swinger. I'm getting the fuck out of here." And Captain Marvel just flies off away. What was her problem?
Too drunk. And then you wonder why Thor was decided to stay in that cabin and cabin shack and only go out for supplies. He's afraid of Johnny Swinger.
What did you say? Don't mention that name. It still burns when I pee.
Anyway, so for those wondering if we're going to cover TakeOver tonight, did you just hear my rant about me hating WWE now? Like, I feel bad for my boys Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn being locked up with fucking Logan Paul. Fuck. Anyway, but here they did. NXT announced the 2-night cards. They're 5 matches each. The first night will be on USA, and their Wednesday night finale, and of course night 2 will be on Peacock because it's shit, don't you know? Not NXT, Peacock the app, because I hear it's shit. Your silence does prove my theory. Here are the matches. Pete Dunne versus Kushida will open things up. MSK, Wesley and Nash Carter as MSK, and Grizzly Young Vets. They're taking on Legado del Fantasma. Triple threat for the vacant NXT Tag Team Championship due to a member of those two guys, the injuries and all that stuff. Leon Ruff versus Isaiah Swerve Scott, you poor bastard. Bronson Reed, Cameron Grimes, and Dexter Loomis and LA Knight 6-man gauntlet eliminator to determine the number one contender for the North American Championship. That happens on night 2. Walter versus Tommaso Ciampa. They are the semi-main for the United Kingdom Championship. You know what? I might actually watch that match. I mean, Tommaso and Walter have been building that up. And you watch the YouTube videos. That should main a card. But they got Io Shirai versus Raquel Gonzalez for the NXT Women's Championship. Night 2, NXT Women's Tag Team Championships. Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart taking on Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. The Way. The Grudge match, unsanctioned. That's so fucking low on the card, but everything else is a freaking championship match. Adam Cole, baby, versus Kyle O'Reilly. Gargano versus the winner of the Gauntlet Eliminator for the North American title. Cruiserweight Championship ladder match to determine the undisputed NXT Cruiserweight Champion. Jordan Devlin versus Santos Escobar to unify those two belts. And in the main event, Finn Balor, Karrion Kross, NXT Championship. That's the card.
Sounds like a pretty decent card, especially with that main event.
Yeah, that main, actually, there are some, you know what? We shit on WWE. NXT still got some banging talent in there. That should be good to watch.
Yeah, Finn Balor versus Krispy Kreme Critters. I'm all for it.
Okay, I should laugh at that, but I'm like, Jesus, Karrion Kross versus Finn Balor. They've been building that up as like a super match. Why not? It is a super match, to be fair. But that's the thing. I got nothing else, so we're going to go straight to the part where we get to play the thing, and so I'm not going to play any music anymore because it doesn't make sense. But we got a long commercial. For those who are subscribed to the Twitch channel, you'll be hearing the entire ad, which is the Retromania wrestling ad, because why not? And we'll be back with stuff and or things. We shall return. I'm going to hit the button over here and say that we shall return with our first impressions of Retromania Wrestling. And if you got questions, go right ahead, pop them in there. We'll answer them as well. We shall return. Don't go away.
And now a word from our sponsors. These newfangled video games are too hard. Hello, boys and girls. This is the national treasure and the world's champion, Nick Aldis, and I'm here to announce that the NWA is coming to Wrestlemania Wrestling. Stars like myself, Colt Cabana, the Universal Heartthrob, Austin Idol. Hey, do you want a challenge for the 10 pounds of gold? Well, you can, buddy, in Retromania Wrestling. Coming to the PC, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. I'm going retro. Retromania Wrestling.
This is WMOB, Mobile, 12 on your channel dial and 12 in the TV ratings.
We're back here, the Wrestle-Cast, RVT Entertainment Production, Podomatic, Spotify, YouTube, and wherever else we find this fine audio recording, live on the Twitch machine, and on VOD on the YouTube as per usual. Matty, T-Dub, and Shintigercurl. Who got a book interview this week? Thought I'd bring it up. I think that was awesome, bud. Are we live here? Shin? There we go.
I kept pressing the wrong button. I had my talk to speech mapped to a different button.
That's a. So I always like to put it like a thing. Like I have like an old video game remote, and there you go. You know, I stay off the keyboard. Naturally.
Yeah, it's a simple questionnaire interview. Nothing much. Just someone asked me to do it, and I did it. It was pretty decent.
Hey, you know what? A Q&A is still a Q&A. An interview is still an interview. That is a good thing, man. Thumbs up. Well, of course, we'll plug the book at the end of the show, but, go ahead, T-Dub, sorry.
Hey, it's always good for someone to cue your A every now and again.
There you go. There you go. All right, so finally, this took a little longer than we expected, but here we are. Wrestlemania Wrestling on the Switch and on most places, including Xbox Live and all that stuff. I got the Switch version. I know T-Dub, you have the Switch version. Yeah. So, and Shin will work on getting Shin his copy so we could do online stuff. Because I believe they have online play on that stuff, which is yay.
No, there's no online with Retromania.
Oh man, there should. One day, hopefully.
They're just working on making a good game first.
No, they're which makes sense. But T-Dub and I have our copies, and obviously T-Dub will do. He has promised to do a full review, so we're not going to go full there. But we are going to do first impressions. And for those wondering, Renico asked, digital only? Yep, digital only. I believe you could get a physical case, which was designed by our old friend of the show, Enigma Extreme. But it is digital. It is available on the Nintendo eShop, PlayStation Store, Xbox. It's all over the place. Let's put it that way.
It'll be available on PS4, I assume, within the next week or so.
Yeah, they're still working on the bugs, on the individual releases, at least on the consoles there. But it's been on Steam for a while, so if you only have a computer and a gamepad, yep, sorry about that, but yeah, you could get yourself the game. It's for $25 US.
I'd say so. That sounds about right.
And it's actually small, Radico. It's actually a small game, all things considered. You could probably fit it in there. It only took
about 2 or 3 minutes for it to download.
Yeah. I mean, the graphics-wise, it's not that, with the graphics they've used and all that stuff, the high-quality stuff, I don't suspect it'd be larger than 2 gig.
Yeah, it's a 16-bit wrestling game, and
yeah,
so much love and care put into this. So much goddamn love and care.
Oh my god! Like, folks, you've seen how beautiful it is on videos, but to actually see it in your Switch screen, and of course on my screen, I only got to play about an hour. I was only about. I only have like so much to play with. I only had so much time. I haven't even touched the storyline yet, so there's that. But I only played a couple of things just to get used to the controls, which you need to get used to that, folks. That's what it is.
I played this game extensively. I've been playing this game almost nonstop since it was available to download. It is. Oh my god, I have so much to say about it. I don't know where to start. The story mode is super fun. So many references in the story mode. So many references that if you're a hardcore wrestling fan, you will get. You will get these references. And here's how in-depth they go. There's a reference to being the elite.
I think I saw it as well, but I shall not spoil.
That's all I'll say about that.
Yeah. But it's there. I've seen it.
10 pounds of gold is a fun time.
I'm sorry, I didn't. T-Dub, could you repeat that again? I couldn't hear you over the sound of me coming in my pants.
There's a reference to being the elite in the story mode where you play as Johnny Retro as he makes his comeback from an injury.
Johnny Retro.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's just go. I'm about to go over this game's raw story here. We got Road Warrior Animal, Road Warrior Hawk, Johnny Retro, Big Stevie Cool, Nick Aldis, Nikita Koloff, Hollywood Nova, Blue Meanie, Tommy Dreamer, Jeff Cobb, Austin Idol, Cole Cabana, Warhorse, Zack Sabre Jr., Brian Myers, and Matt Cardona.
So you can have some tag team action in there if you want the Major Brothers. By the way, Retromania Wrestling, 516 megabytes. So you could totally fit that in your SD card.
Yeah, and this also features in-ring introductions by Chernoff from So Says Chernoff fame, with commentary by Cole Cabana and Ring of Honor and Riccaboni. And let me just go over the arenas here. We got Retromania, which is basically a recreation of the old
WWF WrestleFest.
Yeah, WrestleFest arena, but just made, lawyer friendly, I suppose, but wanted to put their own spin on it. But it basically is the WrestleFest arena. We got a school, which is basically a high school gym.
Yeah.
The ballroom, which is Hammerstein Ballroom.
Mm-hmm.
We got Japan, which is Kurikan Hall. We got a generic warehouse. The beach, which the beach arena technically gets used 3 times because there's the generic beach arena. There's the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast, which is the arena for Matt Cardona and Brian Myers. And then they get another arena called Stomp in Paradise, which is basically the same arena, but with a different mat design. There's also 2 NWA arenas. There's NWA Power and the 70th anniversary. We got House of Hardcore, which is the 2300 arena, aka the ECW arena, which also has banners for Hall of Fame members for the ECW arena, including Rocco Rock and Johnny Grunge. I love that.
That's a beautiful touch. Like I saw, that was the first arena I played. Was the House of Hardcore. That was a beautiful touch.
Oh, I'm a Public Enemy mark. I love
Same
Public
here.
Enemy.
I absolutely love those guys, and I was
They're in my boys. They're in my boys stable.
I'm still pissed about how Vince treated them. Goddamn, they deserve better than what they got in WWF.
Yeah, I was not happy with how they went out.
And WCW, they at least got a tag title reign, and they were able to show off their flippy stuff. They had some decent matches there, but in WWF, nothing. Just a beatdown from the APA. Let's see.
Over alleged stuff they wanted to do, but there you go.
Let's see. We also have Stevie Richards' Fitness Gym. The Universal Wrestling College, which is Austin Idol's gimmick. The Pro Wrestling Tees Warehouse, which I believe is in Chicago, Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
We got Warhorse's Custom Arena, which is literally just called Hell.
Yeah, Warhorse. Yeah.
And in this arena, instead of people in the audience, it's skeletons. And in the background, there's a metal band played by skeletons. It's great. And then we have what might be some people's favorite arena, the Too Many Games venue.
Which has, which is a nod to the original purpose of Retromania. They want to get a bunch of Twitch streamers and gamers and do like a Def Jam like situation, but with 16-bit / WrestleFest graphics. So that's their nod to that thing, including one of my Twitch boys, Grand Pooh Bear. He's got a booth ringside.
I know 616 has one.
Yeah.
As well as the completely unnecessary podcast. That's right. Pat the NES Punk is technically in a wrestling game.
Yep.
And there's also a guy right in the crowd who I swear looks exactly like Alpha Omega Sin.
Who knows? It might be Alpha Omega Sin.
He's got long brown hair. He's got the hat. He's got the facial hair. And he's doing the devil horn sign. And everyone who knows Alpha knows he loves metal.
That's Alpha Omega Sin.
Yep.
And the final arena is the British Arena. I should also note that when it comes to wrestlers in the game, there are 3 coming soon to the game. We got Chris Bay, Mr. Hughes, and James Storm.
Ooh, Obey Seasoning. Nice.
So it's kind of weird how this game is accidentally turning into an Impact Wrestling game because we got Brian Myers, Matt Cardona, Chris Bay, and James Storm.
And Tommy Dreamer.
And Tommy Dreamer.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Impact
guys.
It's
a very interesting little thing that I don't think, obviously that was not the intention, but still, that is a very nice thing.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting little thing. This is Impact Wrestling 2.0. This is the Impact Wrestling sequel we never
This
knew
is
we needed.
TNA Impact 16-bit.
And it's so good. Oh my God, I love it so much. And of course, there's also the 10 pounds of gold mode where you face 5 matches to challenge for the NWA World title. Then you go through 5 matches, and then you have to defend it against Nick Aldis again. And both of the matches against Aldis are 2 out of 3 falls matches.
No, I really want this.
Yeah, and once you beat Aldis, you're able to defend the NWA World title in exhibition matches. And here's what's interesting. Whoever becomes NWA champion, whenever they enter a match, That's a title match. There is no non-title match with the NWA champion. So if you lose a match as NWA champion in the versus mode, you lose the belt.
Damn.
Also, if you play this game on any difficulty above the easiest, it will not take mercy on you. It will kick your ass.
Now I really want this game.
It is everything I wanted it to be and more, and I'll have even more to say about it in my upcoming review.
I just wanted this to be a first impressions. I think you just gave half a review away.
No, I have so much more to say in my review. Trust me.
All right. But yeah, what you said, graphically it looks awesome. It's kicking my ass. That's for sure. But it's fun to play. There's some nods in there, man. There are some nods.
Well, this lets me know that our buddy Nick Enigma Extreme has his name in the credits sequence, which is played 3 times in the game. Once for clearing the Retro Rumble, once for clearing 10 pounds gold, and once for clearing the story mode. After that, clearing each mode, you get a credit sequence, and in that credits, you get to see our buddy Nick Gibson, aka Enigma Extreme's name in the credit sequence as the guy who handled their box art.
That's awesome.
Couldn't. Come on, man. That's winning. That's just straight up winning right there.
I know, just being able to have your name in the credit sequence of this might be one of the greatest wrestling games released in the past several years. This is up there, man. Holy shit! And of course they are said in Twitter stuff that they're open to female wrestlers joining the roster as well. And if I could recommend some, right up there, Trish Adora, the Sea Stars, and Edith Surreal.
Jessica Havoc should be in there too.
Depends on if. I don't think they can put signed wrestlers in there. After they've already signed contracts.
Well, if we're going with if we're going unsigned, Lufisto.
Yes.
Enrico, 25.50 at the moment. Worth it. Yeah, I got it. There was like a 50% off on the sale. Absolutely. I grabbed it. Worth it.
Still can't get it.
I love that Colt Cabana's taunting move is him looking at the camera, smiling, and flexing his pecs. Doing a little dance with it.
That definitely sounds like Colt Cabana.
So it's also weird that he does commentary even during his own matches. And you can also adjust how often the commentary happens. So it can happen all the time or just a little bit, just a little commentary every now and again. Anyways, those are my brief thoughts on the game. I'll have more in-depth thoughts once I'm able to script things out because I've already recorded a ton of footage. I'll just record a little bit more during the weekend, then script things out, record all this stuff, and then have it out for all of you. The review itself should be public probably by a week from Sunday.
If you want that early, patreon.com/GWK reviews. Early on the plug, but we got to plug it at the very least.
Where's the losers time then, I suppose?
We got to do winners and losers. There's a D-cell. I could smell it. Shit, I could smell it. And before we continue, Renico bought it. Hey, Retrosoft, you're welcome. Keep going.
It's a shame you can't pull up the picture, man. It's a shame you can't
pull up the picture. We'll have it set up for next week.
Thank you, but I said this in this guy's comment section for his video, that barring anything that WWE or AEW do, this is definitely being D-Cell Battery Award winner. WWE came close, but this deserved it by a mile.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, let me pull it up. The D-Cell Battery Award winner goes to Wrestling News Now. It's bad enough this guy has a It's bad enough this guy has a piss poor delivery and all, but this latest video that he posted on the 14th of last month is so incredibly stupid and annoying and clickbaity that I had. The video is top 5 saddest WWE body transformations of 2001.
I saw that. Oh, you keep going. Explain it for the people at home.
We know wrestlers can't keep a physique forever. Some of them kind of fall off because of reasons why they don't look the same anymore. But the ones he picked for this list are people he said don't look the same as they did 20 years ago. Goldberg, Kane, Chris Jericho, and Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Fucking
and I'm like,
really?
And he's like, these guys used to be jacked 20 years ago, but now look at them. It's so sad. I mean, and I'm like, it's almost if they aged 20 years or something. I mean, what's wrong with these guys? Yeah, it's a little disease that you really need to know about. It's called getting fucking old. Last time I checked, there wasn't a cure or treatment for that. Wrestlers get old, especially after 20 years. There's no way that Scott Steiner is going to look jacked forever. There's no way Stone Cold Steve Austin is going to look like he did in his prime. He is 56 years old and he still looks great. There's no way he looks as good as he did back in the day, but that's what happens when you get old. And he played this completely straight. It's like, oh, these guys are such terrible physical transformations. You just won't believe it. Like, this is not like a couple of weeks, a couple of months, and they all of a sudden lose their six-pack and trade in for a beer belly. 20 fucking years between the physiques.
And you're sure this person was not a troll?
He sounds like a troll given how he delivers his stuff.
He does. He may as well be a troll at this point.
But this was just a terrible video, and the like to dislike ratio it's not that big, but it should be a lot higher. It should be a way more dislikes because this was just an insulting thing, even for Goldberg. And I don't like Goldberg. Like, what the fuck do you expect? I don't even look like I do 20 years ago. Shit. Yeah, D-Cell battery. Wrestling news now. For you, jackass. As for my losers, WWE for just breaking up the Hurt Business, their best thing going. Wrestlemania, which even though history has told us that shitty bills for Wrestlemania are often better than they have, but now I just don't give two fucks about what's going to happen on Wrestlemania. And dang, what's another loser? Dang, I had one, but I can't remember it right now. Sorry. But those are my losers.
T-Dub?
Just WWE for breaking up the Hurt Business. Just a terrible decision all around.
You guys want another reason to hate WWE and why they're on my fucking losers list? Obviously for fucking up the Hurt Business, Junior. But
we got sweep. We got sweep.
We got a sweep on that. But 9:03 p.m. WWE's official Twitter. Logan Paul will be Sami Zayn's guest at Wrestlemania.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a loser. That's a loser.
That's a D-Cell award right there.
Almost.
Shin,
it's almost. It's a double A battery.
Shin, your D-Cell has been provided for next week, I am sure.
But yeah, but for now, it's a double A battery.
Should be bigger. The dude that's Logan Paul, it's a D-Cell automatic, if you ask me. But hey, that's another story for another day. Hopefully one we won't have to talk about too much. Fuck. All right, let's do winners. Let's do winners. Let's do the winners here.
Winners easily. AEW, great show. The beatdown with the Inner Circle versus the Pinnacle. Great main event. Solid return of both Sue, Trent, and our resident alien Chris Statlander. A lot of good stuff going on there. Let's see who else. You guys were getting Retromania from Retromania Wrestling. It sounds great, and once I actually save up enough money when I'm not desperately broke, I'm definitely going to cop it because it sounds great. And one non-wrestling related, I shared the video on my timeline, and it's bittersweet to say, but the final video for the Super Gaming Brothers.
Release the Johnny cut.
Johnny is in the process of moving to Georgia to be with his girlfriend, which effectively means he won't be able to do videos anymore. And him and everyone connected to the Super Gaming Brothers did one final video as a thank you to the fans. everyone was there. Johnny, Elliot, Matt, Sabrina, Mark, Uncle Greg. These guys have been entertaining me for God knows how long. They're so underrated as a gaming channel, and it's not going to be the same without them. They're still going to have the videos up for everyone to enjoy, but they won't just be adding no new content. But
They actually will be finishing the current projects.
yeah, they'll be finishing them as much as they're able to, but I am definitely sorely going to miss the Super Gaming Brothers. They just tip of my
They're
hat.
just good. They're just so good, such good, wholesome fun.
Yep. As far as you can get with Matthew Patelli on the show. Remember, this is the guy who beats Chow. So
Oh, I love that guy. I'm going to miss hearing his voice. Even though apparently he will be showing up during the Twitch streams, but it's not going to be the same as the SGB Let's Plays.
yeah, that's true. So all I have to say is thank you guys for all the memories. I'm definitely going to be marathoning a bunch of them just because I need a laugh. And I have good luck with all the future plans that you guys have. Hats off to you, Super Gaming Brothers.
One last thing about them. So, Mr. Mattelli, you fuck young boys?
No, you gotta set it up, man. You gotta set it up. Okay, for one more time, for old time's sake, can you do it, Matty? You got the button?
Which button would we need here?
The doubt button.
The what?
The doubt button.
Oh, yep. Give me a second here. Go for it.
Hit it. Fuck young boys, Mr. Belly.
Oh,
So many good
God.
ones. Hashtag big bomb bag.
D-Dub.
I'm going to give my winner to Retromania Wrestling. The developers put so much work and effort into it, and they didn't compromise their vision one bit, which is one of the reasons why independent gaming can be so amazing. And this might be my favorite indie game ever of all time. Love it.
There you go. And for me, obviously Retromania and Retrosoft, they get a winner, obviously. But beyond that, AEW specifically, we're going to add Christian Cage and Frankie Kazarian. Solid effort, boys. Chris Statlander and Trent, welcome back. Stone Cold Steve Austin and Chris Jericho. That's going to be a very interesting interview this coming month. And that's it. That's all I got. Thought I had more, but I thought I digressed a little too quick. Anyway, we got to plug some stuff. Shin, plug away.
Oh, I'm going to plug away.
Plug away,
now that I've got a new computer that cost me damn near all of my money, I'm back to giving you all that dank Warmer Horde lore goodness. Just dropped a video today profiling the Scorn's gargantuan mammoth war beast, which is awesome. It made it extra long for you guys. You can find it at my YouTube channel, Max Corn, on youtube.com. You already know. Also, they already mentioned it, but I did an interview for a book broadcast. It was a simple questionnaire interview that asked me a bunch of questions about my writing process and what I do. And as the owner of the owner has kindly told me that in a few days she will be releasing a full-on review of my book. I sent her a free copy of it, and she will review it for her channel. So something to look forward to in the next couple of days. And of course, you can find my book easily on Amazon.com. Just search for A New World, Greg Haynes, and you'll find it. Still, 14 reviews, 4.5 stars. You can't beat that. Go on, cop. Do it. Do it now.
You can read that on your phone like I did. All that good stuff.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead, bud.
All right, of course, got my Retromania Wrestling review working on that. And if you want to see it before anyone else, patreon.com/TWK Reviews. Patreon.com/TWK Reviews.
And of course, I have my tip jar, PayPal. PayPal.me/MattyJ316. You can follow us on Twitter at MattyJ316, at TWKOfficial, and at Shintigercurl. I am on TikTok at MattyJWC, and all of that good stuff. That's going to do it, folks. You want to send some emails and all that stuff. Questions are always appreciated. The Wrestle-Cast@gmail.com. We have our merch store and all that stuff, including our Discord in the description of the Twitch page and all of that good stuff. But that is going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. We thank you very much for tuning in. Good Lord, next week, if you're a wrestling fan, you're about to OD on crappy wrestling. Well, just WWE anyway. AEW, you'll probably be just fine. NXT? Not sure. But we'll see. On behalf of everybody, including Shintigercurl.
Take the pink elephant. Take the fucking elephant.
And TWK.
Until next time, this TWK of TWK Reviews. Sunday, work your gimmick.
My name's Matty J. We're reminding you to help professional wrestling. Support your independent promotion as soon as possible. We shall talk to you next Friday. I guess we may as well preview WrestleMania, shall we? Should we, boys? I think we should. We kind of have to at that point. Yeah. 1 week away. We ain't hype. We are not hype at all. But we're still a better show than Logan Paul. Goddamn right. There you go. Have a good one. Have a safe one. Have a good weekend, everybody. Happy Easter, if you celebrate it, of course. Talk to you next week. Bye, 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 bye.
I think we can all agree that this room is a big old fat dump.
Right? Spears? Yeah, okay. I got us an interior decorator. Huh? Right? And, moreover, we can finally get rid of this disgusting stench in this bathroom. I mean, we may be trapped.